Hi, my name is Kate Berry from the University of Texas at Austin. Welcome to this Math Spiral video where I will review how to solve word problems with conversions. To solve this word problem about weight, students can use the UPS check attack strategy or another attack strategy of their choosing. Here for this problem, we're going to use our UPS check attack strategy. So here we write UPS check on the side of our paper, and then we're going to understand by reading, and then we're going to underline the label or what the problem is talking about. It says, after a parade, there were 4 tons of trash to be picked up. By the end of the day, volunteers had picked up 7,200 pounds of trash. How many pounds of trash were still left to be picked up at the end of the day? Also, as part of our U, we're going to underline our label or what the problem is mostly about. Here it says how many pounds of trash in the question sentence, so I'm going to underline pounds so I know what my label is. Now I have understood by reading, so I'm going to check off my U. Now for my P, or plan, I'm going to plan by determining the problem type or the schema. This is essentially a difference problem, but to do that work, first students need to convert tons to pounds using the equal groups equation. So we're going to write our equal groups equation here to remind us that we need to do the conversion, and we're going to write our difference equation and schema below it to remind us that this is essentially a difference problem. We're also going to write our conversion, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, as a reminder. Now that I have planned by identifying the schemas, I'm going to check off that P. Next, students will complete the S, or solve the problem. So students will first determine the conversion group, which is 4 tons. And I always like to check off my numbers after I use them as a reminder that I have used that number. And then I'm going to determine the number of pounds in a ton, and I can look here at the conversion that I've created in my plan step, and I see that 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So I'm going to put 2,000 on the number in each group and check off our 2,000. And then I'm going to determine the product, which is 8,000 pounds, which is the equivalent of 4 tons. So 8,000 pounds will be the greater number in our difference equation, from which we subtract our lesser number of 7,200 pounds. And you can see here, I'm checking off the numbers after I use them. And here I'm going to add my signs and I'm going to solve, and I see that 8,000 pounds minus 7,200 pounds equals 800 pounds. So our difference is 800 pounds. The last thing we do after we solved and we check that off is we check our answer. So we can just check our answer by reversing our operations. So we can add 800 pounds to our lesser number to arrive at the greater number of 8,000 pounds. And then to convert, we divide 8,000 by 2,000 to arrive at 4 tons, which was the original amount of trash to be picked up. So it checks out and we've solved the problem. To solve this word problem about liquid volume, students can use the UPS check attack strategy or another attack strategy of their choosing. I'm going to use UPS check, so I'm going to write UPS check on the side of my paper. Then I'm going to complete the U, which stands for understand by reading, and I'm also going to take that opportunity to underline my label. Here the problem says a coffee maker at a restaurant can brew 42 cups. How many pints can this coffee maker brew? So I've read the problem and now I need to underline my label. I can look in my question sentence. It says how many pints can this coffee maker brew? They're asking me about pints, so I'm going to underline pints. Now I have completed the U step, so I will check it off. Now we can move to our P, which stands for plan. Students plan by determining the problem type or schema. In this problem we have groups, which are our pints, and an equal number in each group, which is the number of cups in each pint, multiplied for a product or the total number of cups. So here we will write our equal groups equation, groups times the number in each group equals the product, to identify this as an equal group schema. We also will write our helpful conversion, 1 pint equals 2 cups, above our equation as a reminder that there are 2 cups in 1 pint. Now we have planned and we've identified our schema, so we can put a check mark next to our P. Now we can move to our S, which stands for solve. So to solve the problem, first we're going to determine the product, which is our 42 cups, and then I like to check off my number after I use it. Now I'm going to determine my number of groups, or the number of pints. We don't know that information, so we will put a question mark. Then I will determine the number in each group, which is the 2 cups, because there are 2 cups in each pint, and I will check off that number. And then we will solve. So here what we can really do is divide 42 divided by 2, which gives us 21. So our correct answer is 21 pints. If we look at our multiple choice options, we see that G is our correct answer. Our last step is to check our answer, and to check our answer we can just do 21 times 2, and we see that this gives us 42 cups, which is what we started with in our problem, so it checks out. And so we have checked our work and solved this problem. To solve this word problem with length conversions, students can use the UPS check attack strategy or another attack strategy of their choosing. Here we will use UPS check, so I'm going to write UPS check on the side of the paper. Our U stands for understand by reading and underline our label, so let's first understand by reading the problem. It says Anisha swims a total of 13 kilometers each week. What is the total number of meters Anisha swims in 3 weeks? We also need to underline our label, so when we look in our question sentence, it's asking us about meters, so we're going to underline meters. Now I have read the problem and underlined my label, so I can check off my U. Next, I'm going to move to my P, which stands for plan. Students plan by determining the problem type or schema. So first, students can use an equal groups equation to determine how many kilometers Anisha swims in 3 weeks. And then they can convert the kilometers to meters, again using our equal groups equation. We also want to write our conversion above our schema equation as a helpful reminder, so we will write 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So here, let's look at our first schema equation. We've planned, so we'll put a check mark next to that P. So here we see that Anisha swims 13 kilometers, so again we'll check off that number after we use it, for 3 weeks. Check it off. We don't know our product, that's what we're looking for, and then we will add our signs. So she swims 39 kilometers, so we will put that there. And now we need to figure out how many meters that is. So what we will then do is plug 39 kilometers into our second equal groups equation, check off that number, and then we're going to look at our conversion, and we see that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So we'll put that under the number in each group and check it off. And here we will add our signs and solve for the product, and we see that our product is 39,000 meters. And when we look at our multiple choice options, we see that J is our correct answer. So we have solved our problem. We can put a check mark next to that S. And last, we're going to check our answer. One very easy way to check our answer is by reversing our operations. So we can say that 39,000 divided by 1,000 is 39 kilometers, and 39 kilometers divided by 3 weeks gives us Anisha's rate per week of 13 kilometers. It checks out. Nice job solving this problem. Thank you so much for viewing this Math Spiral video where we talked about word problems with conversions. We hope you will watch another one of our Spiral videos soon.